Hey everyone, I'm Steve with SSP. Welcome back to our video blog series on how to improve power or power development, basically how to get more powerful. We spent some time talking about plyometrics, and now we've kind of moved on to some upper body, total body work, using med balls. So, but obviously, other stuff can be thrown in there too, Olympic lifting, stuff like that. But we're talking about med balls, and we're going to focus on rotational power today. So it's easy to look at a couple sports, baseball, softball, tennis, and go, hey, they're heavy rotation. They do a lot of rotation work, and they need a lot of rotational power. But all sports need it. If you watch any sport, you'll see that they do a lot of work in that transverse plane of motion, rotating, and you got to be powerful. And so this kind of stuff can apply to all sports, not just some of the obvious ones, okay? So we're going to talk about how to go ahead and produce power in a frontal plane of motion and a transverse plane of motion. So what that's going to mean is facing the wall will mean parallel throws. So we're going to call these parallel rotational throws. We're facing the wall, and we're working on rotating and stabilizing that frontal plane of motion here, and then we're going to go transverse into the wall, which is basically perpendicular. So how you define it is your body's relation to the wall. So I'm going to bring in Angel real quick. He's going to start with a parallel rotational throw, so he'll face the wall. And just like with everything, his body position is the most important part of it, right? Because we want force to transfer. If he's going to be powerful, force needs to transfer from the feet all the way through the body, all the way through the arms, through the ball, through the wall, right, and producing power. So he's going to go ahead and get into a loaded base position. Notice his butt's back, his knees aren't shooting forward, toes are straight ahead, back is flat. Okay, go ahead and relax for a second, just face the camera so we'll look at him head on. Go ahead and drop down. Ready? Notice that his knees aren't caving in, his butt's back, his chest is tall. He's not over-rotating. A lot of times guys will over-rotate. So go ahead and show us over-rotation. So now he's loading the lumbar spine, core shut off, right? Not going to produce a lot of power this way. Also putting that basket injury for a little bit of a tweak, okay? So he's going to face the wall again. Get a nice good position for us. Notice his heels are on the ground. He's loaded, he's centered. On my go, he's going to stand up and throw. And let the body and the force transfer through the body. Okay, so all that force is going to transfer all the way through his body when he throws here, okay? And go! Good, excellent. He's going to do one more for us. That was awesome. Watch that force go from here, through his hips, through his upper body, and through the wall. Go! Okay, so now he's going to do one and show you what happens when we don't let force transfer. He's going to try to gorilla this thing and just use his arms, okay? So he's going to be down, throwing from his arms. You're going to hear the difference in power, and obviously you're not going to see any force transfer. And go! All arms, right? Not using his powerhouse, down through here, and go! And relax. That's common. You'll see that a lot of times. A lot of variations of that where they just try to gorilla with the arms and not let the lower body do the work. Those arms are simply an extension of his lower body doing the work. We got to make sure we have that concept down. Because people look at this and go, oh, I can throw that thing real hard with my arms. But you can throw a lot harder and have a lot more force when you're using that lower body. Okay, so now he's going to add a counter movement to it. Because right there was a non-counter movement throw. We're working on just accelerating the ball from a static position. But now he's going to add momentum or counter movement into his throw and add a little extra power. The key to this is he needs to be able to stabilize that ball and that force into a loaded base. So just like in sport, he's producing this power on the move while doing something. He's got to load his body properly and then let force transfer. So he'll start tall and go. Brings it to his hip. Good. Awesome. He'll do one more and watch his hips load and then watch the force come through his hips. Ready? One more time. And go. Excellent. Good and relax. Okay. So it's a parallel throw from a static position and also adding counter movement. He's going to turn and face you guys now and do a perpendicular throw. So this is more transverse plane. He's throwing across his body more, okay? So let's load it up. Toes are straight ahead, butt back, same great position, not over-rotated, and go. Excellent, good, awesome. So now watch this time, starting from here, watch it go all the way through his body into the wall. And go, into the wall, awesome. Okay, so a lot of things we'll see once again, he'll do one for you guys where it's all arms, and you'll hear the difference. Go ahead and drop it down, and go. All arms, perfect. And now we'll do one more where he doesn't actually push the force through his body, he's just going to spin. So now he throws, he's just going to spin. It may look more like a baseball swing, which is not what we're trying to duplicate here. Go ahead and load it up. And go. Good. A lot less force. You can see the difference because he's not pushing it through his body, he's simply just spinning on an axis. So we'll see that happen a lot of times as well too. So now we'll add a counter movement to it. He'll load his hips and throw like a rubber band in one motion. And go. Load and throw. Awesome. Do one more like that. And go, load and throw. Excellent, perfect, thank you. So that's just talking about loading those hips, letting that force transfer once again. A lot of stabilizations are required through the core, and then let that force transfer through the body. That core is shut off, we're in a bad position, we'll leak energy, and obviously the production out of here will suffer. Plus, like I said, you can put back at risk for an injury. knees and stuff like that. So make sure your position is great. So usually for prescription on that, we're talking 2 to 3 sets, 3 to 6 reps per throw, per side, making sure we balance it out, and then be a powerhouse. Thanks for tuning in.